Some football matches are remembered because of incredible goals. Others are remembered because they crowned a champion. But a handful of moments become so controversial that they live forever, dividing fans across generations. On June 22, 1986, inside the Estadio Azteca in Mexico City, football witnessed one of those moments. It lasted only a second. One leap. One touch. One decision that the referee never saw. And decades later, the football world is still arguing about it. It would become known as the Hand of God. But that match was about much more than one controversial goal. It was about history, rivalry, pressure, revenge, and the genius of a man who could produce both football's greatest controversy and one of its greatest goals in the very same game. The stage could not have been bigger. The FIFA World Cup is the highest level of international football, where every mistake is magnified and every moment becomes part of history. By the summer of 1986, Argentina had arrived with one clear leader, Diego Armando Maradona. Although he was already regarded as one of the world's greatest players, this tournament would define his legacy forever. Standing in Argentina's way was England. The rivalry between the two nations extended beyond football. Just 4 years earlier, Argentina and the United Kingdom had fought the Falklands War, leaving emotions on both sides deeply rooted. While football could never replace politics or history, the quarterfinal carried emotional significance that reached far beyond the pitch. Millions were watching. Every pass mattered. Every challenge felt heavier than usual. From the opening whistle, the match was tense. England defended with discipline. Argentina searched constantly for moments of creativity through Maradona. Whenever he received the ball, defenders immediately surrounded him. They knew giving him even a few meters of space could decide the game. For nearly 50 minutes, neither side found the breakthrough. Then everything changed. Maradona played a quick combination near England's penalty area before the ball bounced high into the air. England goalkeeper Peter Shilton rushed forward, confident he would punch the ball clear. Maradona jumped with him. Shilton was taller. He should have reached it first. Instead, the ball floated into the net. Argentine players celebrated wildly. English players immediately protested. They insisted Maradona had used his hand. The referee allowed the goal to stand. Without video replay or VAR, there was no second chance to review the incident. The decision was final. Years later, Maradona famously described the goal as being scored, a little with the head of Maradona and a little with the hand of God. The phrase instantly entered football history. For some supporters, it became a symbol of cleverness. For others, it represented one of the greatest injustices ever seen at a World Cup. The debate has never truly ended. Yet what happened only minutes later often receives even greater admiration. Just 4 minutes after the controversy, Maradona produced something completely different. Receiving the ball inside his own half, he turned and accelerated. One defender was beaten. Then another. Then another. England's players tried desperately to stop him. Nothing worked. With astonishing balance and close control, Maradona continued running toward goal before calmly rounding Peter Shilton and finishing into the empty net. It was breathtaking. The goal covered roughly 60 meters and eliminated nearly the entire English defense. Years later, FIFA supporters voted it the goal of the century. Think about that for a moment. The same player scored perhaps football's most controversial goal and perhaps football's greatest goal within minutes of each other. That extraordinary contrast perfectly captured Diego Maradona. Brilliant. Unpredictable. Complicated. Capable of moments no one else could imagine. England refused to surrender. Gary Lineker scored late in the match, setting up a dramatic finish. Argentina defended with determination until the final whistle. The match ended 2-1. Argentina advanced. England's World Cup journey was over. For Argentina, however, the victory became another step toward ultimate glory. Maradona continued inspiring his teammates throughout the tournament with performances that remain among the greatest ever produced by a single player at a FIFA World Cup. In the final against West Germany, Argentina lifted the trophy. Maradona became a world champion. His place among football's all-time legends was secure. Yet no matter how many trophies he won or how many magical performances he produced, discussions about his career almost always returned to that afternoon in Mexico City. Why? Because football has always been about emotion. Supporters celebrate brilliance. But they also remember controversy. The hand of God became larger than the match itself. It became part of football culture. Even today, new generations who never watched the game still recognize those three famous words. Modern football is different. Today, video assistant referee technology, better known as VAR, reviews incidents that referees may miss. Had VAR existed in 1986, the hand of God goal almost certainly would have been disallowed. History might have looked very different. Would Argentina still have won? Would Maradona's legacy have changed? Those questions can never be answered. Football history cannot be rewritten. It can only be remembered. Perhaps that is why the match continues to fascinate millions of fans. It reminds us that football is unpredictable. Heroes are imperfect. Greatness often exists alongside controversy. Maradona was never a simple figure. He inspired millions with extraordinary skill while also creating moments that divided opinion. That complexity is one reason his story remains so powerful. For Argentina, the 1986 World Cup represented national pride and unforgettable success. For England, the defeat became one of the nation's most painful football memories. Both perspectives continue to exist side by side. And maybe that is exactly why the hand of God still matters. It forces every football fan to ask difficult questions. Should winning matter more than fairness? Can brilliance erase controversy? Can one player be remembered for both genius and imperfection? There may never be universal answers. But one fact is beyond debate. On that unforgettable afternoon in Mexico City, Diego Maradona changed football history forever. His left foot created magic. His hand created controversy. Together, they produced one of the most discussed matches the FIFA World Cup has ever seen. Decades have passed. Players have come and gone. Champions have risen and fallen. Yet every World Cup brings fresh conversations about that famous goal. Because some moments are simply too extraordinary to disappear. Whether you call it genius, controversy, luck, or injustice, the hand of God remains one of football's defining stories, a reminder that the beautiful game is remembered not only for its perfection, but also for its unforgettable imperfections.